So a while back, I made a video about Valve and I said this. Their biggest project as of late is a new game known as Deadlock, which is a MOBA. And if there's one thing you should know about me, I do not like MOBAs. But maybe when the full game comes out, I will try it and give it a fair shot. Cut to a couple of months later, the game still isn't out yet, and yet I've almost reached 100 hours in the game. I've never really been much of a fan of MOBAs. I tried to get into Dota, but I just didn't gel with it. And there was a time that I was playing League of Legends, but there was more so because my friends were doing it and I just wanted to play whatever they were playing. Not because I really enjoyed the game that much. I wasn't really expecting to like Deadlock as much as I do. I just thought it was going to be another fad that me and my friends would play, but Jesus Christ, I love this game. I think the biggest advantage that Deadlock has over other MOBAs is the fact that it is also a third-person hero shooter. I understand that hero shooters don't have the best reputation, but I still enjoy at least the good ones that come out from time to time. So pretty much just Overwatch and Marvel Rivals. But I guess I can count this game as well. There's been other MOBAs out there that try to advertise themselves that they are a 3D MOBA and not a top-down one to make themselves unique, something like Smite. But Smite doesn't really take advantage in the fact that it's 3D. It still plays like a regular MOBA, you just see behind the character instead of from a top-down perspective. Deadlock actually takes advantage in the fact that it's 3D in multiple ways. The main reason, and the reason that sold me on this game, is the movement. You've got dodges, you got extended jumps that you can do after a dodge. You also have sliding, mantling, wall jumps, double jumps. There's a shit ton of options that you can use to your advantage in this game. We're just gonna ignore the fact that I don't really take advantage of the movement in the footage that I'm using for the background of this video. There's also a lot of verticality in this game, which is pretty cool. You can either use the ropes or just use your pure movement to get up buildings to go for vantage points against enemies. They even have a parry system that allows you to counter melee attacks. If you haven't played a MOBA before, I'll explain what you do in them. Both teams are defending certain points and the enemy team wants to destroy theirs. It's pretty much a game of cat and mouse, switching between defending and attacking in order to get to the point on the enemy team. To win the game, you pretty much gotta destroy the enemy's final point. In the context of this game, the final point is your patron, the announcer in the game that's telling you everything that you have to do. There's also side objectives you can do on the map to get an upper hand on your opponent. Stuff like defeating a boss that will randomly spawn to give your team a buff, or general enemies that will show up on the map that can give you some more money to buy in the shop. Oh, I forgot to mention the shop in this game. The shop is where you buy items to improve yourself the more the game goes on. I never understood how to build items in other MOBAs, but this game makes it very simple to understand. There are 3 different groups of items separated by their color. Orange is for damage items, green is for health items, and purple is for spirit items. You can build your character with all of these items to change the way that they play so that not every time you queue up for a game you're going to experience the same kind of character. Or if you're stupid like me, you'll just use the build browser that allows you to download other people's builds and use them for your own. Jokes aside, I actually think the build browser is a great addition to this game. I found a lot of builds that I gel with because my little ape brain couldn't come up with my own. One of the most important things when it comes to both hero shooters and MOBAs is if they have good, compelling characters. And for me personally, I love every character on the Deadlock roster. They both got really fun personalities and are also really fun to play. Some of my favorite characters to play are Warden, Billy, Paige, and probably my favorite character in the entire game, Doorman. A lot of the characters also have some really fun interactions in the game. It really reminds me that Valve are the king of writing characters.
So, what's your name?
I am the Doorman.
Well, I know that's your job, but what's your name?
The Doorman.
Well, that's not your name.
It's not, but for my purposes in New York, it helps me stay grounded that I am here to serve and not to rule.
What if I called you Brian?
No.
Despite me glazing Deadlock so much, I do have some problems with the game. Now, keep in mind, not all of my complaints will be compliant with the final release of the game, because I'm pretty sure most people have forgotten that this game is still in alpha. It's honestly impressive how good this alpha is and how addicted I am to it, with it not even being the final release of the game. But let's continue on. This first complaint isn't really a complaint from me, but could be a potential complaint for people new to MOBAs, and that's how long a game will last. Deadlock games take around 45 minutes to complete on average, at least for me. me. This is also similar in other MOBAs, so I find it very unlikely that this is going to change. I don't really have a problem with it, but I can understand somebody else may. Another complaint people may have is the large skill gap. It took me 10 hours for Deadlock to really click in my head. The gap between a new player and somebody who's been playing since the alpha first release is quite large. If you are new to this game, you are going to struggle a lot to adjust to everything. I don't know how the full release of the game will go. We're quite a few years from that happening, but I can imagine that a lot of people will be turned off from the game by being stomped by people who have spent 100 hours on the game in its alpha. This game is definitely for the unemployed person in your friend group. Certain characters just don't really look right, but once again, the game's not out yet and this is an alpha, but Viper looks sickly. I also hope with the final release we can get some variety in the enemies that you can find on the map, because I do not care for these like Cyclops looking demon dudes or whatever. Another complaint that could vary from person for person is the community of Deadlock. Now, unlike other Valve games, I've actually met a lot more nicer people on Deadlock compared to games such as Counter-Strike and Team Fortress 2. But with every multiplayer game, you're going to tend to find some bad eggs, and trust me, Deadlock is no stranger to those. Me and my friends can attest to encountering some pretty damn toxic people in this game. Specifically a Sinclair whose name shall not be said. If you know, you know. Let's move on to the positives, and one of my favorite positives in this game are the team fights. I have way more fun with these team fights compared to any other MOBA. Team fights in this game are very chaotic. I may enjoy them, but I can understand if other people may not, with all the crazy shit happening on your screen. To show you how insane fights are in this game, let me show you some gameplay my friend sent me. God, I wish I could have a clip that cool. Anyway, let's move on. Another plus that this game has is that it's a lot more faster compared to other MOBAs. When you die in a game like League, it takes you a while to get back to your lane. But here in Deadlock, they make traversal between your base and the end of your lane super fast with the zipline system. This makes it super easy to get back into the action as quick as possible, and you can even use a zipline boost for free if you want, but it's on a cooldown. It also makes it less of a drag when you die and you have to wait a long time to get revived, because that's one thing that this game does have consistent with MOBAs that, once again, may not appeal to everyone, but I'm okay with. And I think that's everything that I really want to talk about when it comes to Deadlock. If you want to play Deadlock, you're going to have to get access to the alpha, and the only way to do that is to have a friend that also has Deadlock. I know that will make it hard for most people because they don't have friends, but if you are really desperate, you can always go to the Discord and beg somebody to get you a key. But I also understand if you don't want to immediately get into the game. The game's not even out yet. This is just an alpha. You probably want to wait until the game's fully finished before making an opinion on it. But at least for me, I'm really enjoying what I'm playing, and I can't wait for the final release, or the beta, or whatever hell's next for Deadlock. However, if you are any way interested in this game after watching this video, I do have one warning for you. Do not trust most Bebop players. They will kidnap your entire family. Thanks for watching my video. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye bye!
Is he gonna do it? Yes, 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 yes! Can you take